Much better to have our U.
Is this round 3?
Alright. Let's get this going then, because this is going to be fun and interesting. I wonder what our first matchup's going to be. Oh, jeez. We've got like 20-something people, and Richard, and the actual stream has 8.
Oh my.
Wait, there's a stream for Billy's event yet?
How many are on that one right now?
So Jalen and Zach. Do you know what Jalen's playing? I feel like I should know. I was spying on him on a lackey the other day. Well, they always have password, but it's really easy to crack it. It's always something like Fox or Priscia or Tilt or 12345.
Alright, I'm really gearing to see what these matches are. I feel like I really cannot wait for this GP. I feel like Cali and Montreal was finally where people were really diving in deep to RDE, and now we're really into this meta. And it's Priscia. It's definitely Priscia.
So who we got commentating? Who's on this Discord? It's just me and you?
We also Brian. He's been
Hello.
quiet because we've been talking about all the deck analysis, and he's our fun color commentator.
Yeah, you know, I'm not as sharp as these guys. They don't stop either. Like they bounce from Roger Taylor. They don't stop. I can't even get a word in.
Alright, so now that's just us two, what are we looking forward to and seeing in these few matchups, Brian?
I mean, I don't know. It's probably gonna be Priscia. I wouldn't be surprised to see that. 30% of the field, so.
Yeah, I mean, they're both 2-0 decks. It's earlier in the day, so we won't be able to see some nice decks come out of the woodworks, but yeah, I think we're gonna see Priscia mirrors, and it's gonna be fun to watch people die on turn 3. Yay, RDE. Thank you for taking a lovely 6-deck meta and turning it into Priscia or die.
I love it so
Forcible
much.
just loves ruining. They just love ruining our fun. We're like, hey, Forcible, you did well, and you got rid of all. Gave us fun decks that are all interesting and unique, and then you come up with Priscia, and we cry a little.
Or a lot. Depends.
Ooh, wait. Those don't look like Priscia cards on the top. Those look like Fox on the top.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that is definitely Fox. I think no, Zach is playing Fox. Oh god. Well, we were wrong. There isn't even a Priscia on the board.
Oh.
We've got Fox versus Feasting. Feels bad for the Feasting player. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. How quickly does he see a Killing Stone? Alright. So we'll start off with Apollo, Gwyn, and Token. Classic. Ah, dang. I think it's a Black Silence.
Are you watching
Yeah,
the Foul US stream and then commentating over that, or are you watching the Brewhouse? I don't know what source, because I feel like I'm ahead of you.
I'm watching the GP Richardson stream, the actual one. Let me refresh. Maybe I'm a few seconds behind.
Yeah, I thought you were a bit behind then. Yeah, because he starts off with the Apollo and Gwen, which is the best start you can have, especially the Rosemary. Now, we saw the Fox Mulligan, I think, and I think he kept a Sacred Elf in his time as well.
Yes, the Fox player kept Sacred Elf and Monkey and Mulligan 3 from what I saw.
I think he drew into a Barrier Shadows as well. I'm not too sure though.
Yeah, so we've
Can you
got
tell what stone Fox hit?
it's Black Silence. I'm like 90% sure that that was a Black Silence. I saw it's the LEL art. You can kind of see it on the side where it's the wispy green. It's definitely not killing, and it's not another color because it's black and green. So Tama and Rook Egg, I know I'm behind on that because we were talking about that. So the Fox player is going to draw. Ooh, Tama's going to ping down Tama. He might be hoping to go off here then. Hit killing? That looks like Killing Stone, I think. Yeah, that is Killing Stone, so
yep.
He's definitely online with Killing. Yeah, that is Killing and Black Silent.
Okay, so I need to reload my stream at the same time you guys do so that we're all on the same page. Just real quick, Taylor.
Yep, sure.
I'm off from you. Alright. On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Alright, this should keep us all
that way we're all combined to, where each other is at. I was just looking at like all the different pieces, making sure everything was good to go. Sorry, stream chat, we got to get everybody put so we're all at the same timing.
Yeah, I mean, it's still going to be weird because we have audio lag input and then there's a video stream, so we're going to try and keep it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright,
so what do you see on... I see currently looks like Feasting player is playing.
Yep, Feasting player is currently going. It looks like they're on their draw phase still, and I think they're going to... They activated Gwyn. I don't know if they're paying...
Yeah.
Sack the token, yep.
Yeah,
okay.
So we're on the same time frame. Alright, I'm going to remute again.
Yep. Alright, so... The Fox player has a chance here. I think this is a very uphill battle for Jalen here. But the Death Scythe in the graveyard are going to be a lot of card advantage. Maybe Zach is playing... Ooh, double Rulers Memory is really... That feels really good if you're the Feasting.
I think if Jalen could get out 2 tall flyers with an Adam Brawley as well, he's in a good spot. But it depends what the cards are in Zach's hand, because after you play 3 1-mana green cards, you tend to run out as the Fox player.
Yeah, I feel like if the Fox player in this next turn manages to just flip and bring down a Griffin, even if Jalen on his turn responds with like Gwibber Brawly, I think you just see probably a swing and then another Griffin on his turn, and then probably an Amit on Zach's turn, assuming his stones cooperate. This is interesting, though, seeing Zach constantly attacking these Tamas to make sure that these Gwibbers cannot come down. But I don't feel like...
Get one now. Oh, yeah, Adam Brawley. That's good. Oh, no, Titania.
Yep. See, Titania actually, I think, is a good thing to see come down here if you're Zach. What you didn't want to see is, like, Brawly the token...
Yeah.
If he had done like, if he had just done like Brawly the token and like the Rook Egg and then searched Drag, produce red, he would have gotten it because Drag's already reduced by 4 because you've got the token on the draw plus the Tama kill, and then the Brawly would have led to exactly 4. So if a Brawly had come down there, I think the game would be very far to reach.
For sure.
But since Brawly didn't come down... Oh, so he's still got more gas. This is a lot of gas for the Fox player right now. He's gonna get double...
in my opinion.
Oh, yeah. I think the best part here is that he's gonna get probably double... Assuming this Griffin cooperates and gives him a Killing Stone, I think he's gonna be able to double Chimera in the next 2 turns, and it's gonna be really powerful for the Fox player here. Alright, so here comes down the Griffin.
Yep.
That was assumed. Let's see if it cooperates. I think that first one was killing. I think he got double killing. Yeah. I think that's
yes, he did.
Yeah, so that's double killing. That is a huge amount of gas. Down comes the monkey again. And I think this is very far out of play. 2 mana. Ooh, yeah.
Abdul.
Abdul is going to basically be a nail in the coffin here. Now, Adam Brawley is shut off for the next turn, so he's looking to straight up play Gwibbers and Drags. And I think with another Griffin coming down, most likely at the end step, I don't feel like it's going to be a very efficient game. I don't know what... He may be teching like Gale Force in the main, and that could swing it a little for the Fox player, or the Feasting player, but it's just going to be interesting to see what happens here.
Okay, so as a Fox player, he has a lot of advantage right now with what he's doing, because the Abdul is going to be able to stop the Adam Brawleys. It's going to be able to stop, you know, a lot of like the Tamas, and it's also going to just kind of sit there while, yes, he has a Tatiana on board that can get bounced with Apollo. He's probably not going to really want to like be forced to do that, and so he's going to get to free Amit here off the Tatiana and force it off the board, and that should be something. Sorry about that. A motorcycle just went by outside. Dude, that
I was wondering what that was.
Well, my apartment is like, so like my side door, sorry, stream, is like right next to it. So like sometimes motorcycles just come by and it's like, well, rip. But
alright, so the Titania comes in. Jalen appears to be Death Scythe blooded. He now has 3 of them in his graveyard. Like, he's just had a really hard time. The Titania is gonna swing in, and here comes down the Amit. Let's see if the Apollo gets triggered. I doubt it will, like you said. I guess it's a small win for the Feasting. Oh, the Apollo does get popped. I guess he must really not have another threat then here. He must be super threat light even after getting to activate Guinevere 3 times. Or he's looking to probably flood the board with as many flyers as possible. I really don't see... Oh, he's got another Apollo. That might have explained.
Okay. Yep.
I really wish we could know how many cards Jalen has in hand.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think, like, count-wise.
He's gotta have...
I think he's gotta have 6? 5?
Yeah, 5 or 6, I would think. I mean, 3 Death Size shit. Went 3 times. I played.
And then he also gwinned a Divine Bird.
Yeah, that too.
So, I think he has 6 cards in hand right now. I just wish the camera were a little bit higher up.
Mm-hmm.
Just a tad bit. But, you know, Triple Ruler's Memoria is really consistent. He's not going to have any mana issues. Let's see if he can actually use that. Alright, there's Scout. Having Scouts and Divine Birds and Rook Eggs is going to be very important right now. Tamas and Adam Brawleys are not what he wants to see. Alright, so Feasting trigger. Almost missed it. It appears. I think they're checking to see if something with Abdul? I don't know what they're checking, but okay.
They... I don't know.
Maybe they're seeing if Abdul stops enters in general, and considering that... But it's not an enter trigger, it's just an automatic torrent trigger. I don't know what they were checking with Abdul. Alright, here comes down the Gwibber. We can also see... So this turn, we could see Titania come down. We couldn't see another Gwibber come down. He doesn't have the mana for it. Oh, that's just a pass.
Pass.
Oh, this glare is terrible. Shuffle killing back on the draw.
I'm about to message Nick Healy.
So if you're the
to,
Fox
fix
player
the
here,
glare.
what cards and what interactions are going through your head when you're sitting here thinking, okay, I'm staring down a Gwibber where they have a Titania in hand, and you're just thinking they've got 6 cards in hand, 5 cards in hand. You're like, what cards could they have that mess me up here? Oh, I can't even see what that stone is at all. It's another killing.
4 in hand, I think. We just briefly shown it. But yeah,
5.
I see
So he's at 5. I am too. I don't know what he would have in hand that wouldn't make him play the Titania.
A seal open or something.
Main decking seals in Feasting feels really bad right now.
A bear.
Yeah. There we go. I
Yep,
think bear's
there
one
it
of the
is.
key cards in this
That's
matchup.
exactly what it is. Yeah, I think it's very important to have that bear. He's gonna fox in response.
So he foxes.
He's not even going to allow the block. Alright, and down comes another... So wow, this is actually White Fox. So he's just happened to have a hand of all really good cards and not have to worry about not having that white mana. But he just did hit his white mana, so seals and stuff are online, and butterflies. Alright, so where does the Fox player go from here? Attacking with the Amit feels bad, actually, in my opinion. I don't see what this accomplishes. It gets a chump block out.
Yeah.
It draws him a card. That's kind of basically, you get something off the board for the Titania, but there's already so much stuff on the board. Alright, we're going back to the Feasting player. Let's see, what are we gonna see out of the Fox here? Looks like the Fox player is considering... No, he's just moving around his mana. We're gonna see a Death Scythe activation, is what we're seeing right now, to get that back in hand for... Have to get the shiny one, that's always how you play as a top tier player. Get the shiny one. Alright, Gwyn activation. Are we gonna see it on the Rook Egg here to get a Drag? Because if the play here is Call Stone, Bear Magic the Obdual, we could see a huge turn of Titanias followed by Add-on Brawlies and possibly Drags. Which could be a swing turn for Jalen here. Alright, he'll win the token. So, here's the draw on the discard of Scythe. Such free card advantage.
We're assuming there's a seal in the hand of the Fox player, else he wouldn't leave 2 mana open like that.
Yeah, that is very true.
Sorry, a monkey.
That is very true. He hasn't had white mana to even consider doing that all game, and now I think Jalen has to really consider his possible plays into a seal. That Bear Magic is worth so much right now.
I feel like Jalen's honestly fine right now. He's not really pressured that hard. Like, he has a decent board state.
Yeah, I don't think he's too far behind. I do think Fox got a really good start, but this is another one of those things where I just think I think White Fox is clunky when it comes down to this. It's been doing really well, but now we're going to actually have to see if the pressure it can provide is going to be enough to keep the game going. Because eventually, the Feasting deck is just going to start burying Zach in cards. He wasn't willing to trade. He must be running on a lot of low resources to not be willing to trade the block there. More than likely, the Gwibber gets Apollo'd or Gwynned, but I feel like that's a trade you should be taking as Zach here. Alright, so we're gonna see what the Feasting player wants to do. So the attack went through, you're down to 29. Another Rook Egg.
Is the Titania?
Yep.
And there's the seal.
We knew that. playing the Titania of all things into the seal, I think, is the best thing to do. Although landing multiple Titanias is your best way to break through damage in this matchup, I think. If you get down 2 Titanias, they're forced to omit over getting another flyer, which can be generally okay for you. I'm really interested to see how Jalen gets back on the board, though. Alright, so here's the bear. So I think he was using the Titania to bait out the seal. Now he's going to get going with... That's going to get a fox in response.
I'm going to leave you guys to do it.
Alright.
Alrighty.
Are there any on-tilt players at the event today?
I don't think we have any players at the event.
I think they're all at the Wonder
well,
event.
We have a judge. We have a judge there, Judge Fremont.
Alright, so there's no longer an Abdul on the field. So let's see what Jalen can get going here. Alright, here comes down an Adam Brawley on Rook Egg and Elf. Oof, another
Ooh,
seal.
Yeah, double seal.
Yep. And I think that's gonna be... Because now that's probably a swing for... I think it's gonna be a swing for lethal next turn. If there's another Killing Stone in there, I think we're gonna see Chimera swing in the air, Amit swing on the ground, and Amit the blocker for lethal. It's going to be quite interesting to see how Jalen actually gets back into this. Looks like they're searching. The search actually should have been resolved first, but I don't think that excessively matters. I think the seal was coming down either way. Alright, so... Oh, that is Blazer. So he is on the Bremont plan of pecking the one. Searching here is a little odd, because now Zach knows about it, so the surprise factor of the swiftness damage is completely gone. And with a second Rook Egg and an active Gwyn, you can basically fetch that anytime you want when you have 4 mana up and go, here's 1,000 damage in the air. And Blazer feels really bad in this matchup anyways.
Yeah.
It just gets blocked by Griffins all day.
There's Gwibber.
Huh. What creatures came down this turn?
Don't think anything. I think hard casted Gwibber.
No, he only tapped one. No, he just tapped one for both of us.
One? What did he play?
I don't know. That's... Hey, Roger, if you can hear us, come back on for a second and help us try and figure out how that happened.
So, I wasn't actually watching.
Did that Rook Egg and... Did the Rook Egg and Elf... Rook Egg and Elf token. I think those are what came down. I think
Elf token is what should be happening, I believe. Yeah. This glare just
It
makes
is
it
Rook Egg and Elf.
so impossible. I'm like looking around on my screen trying to move the glare, and then I'm realizing that I can't. And I'm like, wait, I'm watching a stream. I can't move my face to change the glare. This doesn't work this way.
I do that too. I try and like duck
Yeah,
down.
I'm like turning my head sideways to try to like move the glare, and I'm like, wait, I can't do this anymore. This is not how this works. No, it looks like it was pretty much just straight cast Rook Egg, get token. Second card was I'm not sure.
The Titania.
That would make sense.
He cast Rook Egg. I think he cast Rook Egg, tapped Rook Egg, Elf. Yeah, because he gwinned an Elf token on the draw, cast the second Rook Egg, cast Titania, got the Elf trigger token, tried to Brawly, and got blown out by a second seal that Zach has been sitting on since he didn't have white mana. But double Gwibber there actually means he's not dead, so that's a thing. But that definitely does not mean he's back in the game yet. 3 flying 12/12s though is actually not bad. I think the bottom stone up there is a killing. All the way to the left out of Zach's stones. We can always Fox again.
I don't know how you see those. Like, I can't.
I know the general art on them. Like, I think I think the first 2 stones on the left are killing, and then black silence, and then 4 I can't see.
Yeah, like, I see, like, I can see 2 of them closest to him, and then the other 4 I think.
Yeah. The first 2, I believe, are black silence and killing stone. So we can Fox again. I know he's got at least 2 gusting skies in there, because he had them for seal. So the Amit comes in. That is an interesting choice. Okay. We're gonna get a chump block.
Real quick. Real quick, just so you know, Taylor, I'm gonna get up from my computer, so if you need me, message me on Facebook, because it'll go to my phone.
Sure. His stones, because I now have it confirmed, are killing, black silence, gusting, even home. Oh, there's end of days.
Yep,
for one. End of days on Griffin, getting the last 2 stones. Ooh, it's a full art end of days. Pretty. There's Monkey. I think we're going to immediately see a Fox activation for an Amit.
Fox not energized? No, yes, Fox is not energized.
Fox still has energized. Alright, so what does he grab here? Does he grab Manticore to hit the Apollo to always force the trades or the Gwins? Or does he grab an Amit and force the Apollo anyways? Manticore's another flying threat. Okay, he's gonna get Manticore. Pretty full art Manticore. Is he going hand, or is he going after the Apollo? That is the question. Hand. So the hand is Earther. There's the Earther, so that's a good threat to see here. Earther, Titania, Blazer, Gwyn. So what do you take as the Fox player here?
Checking the great deal. I mean, you could you could try to get rid of him.
He's gonna get rid of the Blazer. Okay.
I wonder why he does.
My thought process was going more toward either getting rid of the Earther or getting rid of the Titania. Titania is another flying threat, but I guess he doesn't really have the prereqs to cast it right now.
I probably would have taken Earther. Because all of his...
I think that's what the graveyard check was for. I don't think he has really anything in his graveyard. His graveyard's just full of Death Scythe and 1-drops.
And now we just put Blazer in, so now Earther's on, like... Earther can potentially... now Earther
can't kill anything still. Blazer's only 4. So the most he can get right now is 10 damage. Which kills the Manticore, but then that actually answers the Blazer for him. Like, it's a win-win.
He has an Adam Brawley engrave, though.
Oh, yes, he has an Brawley. So, but that's another thing. So let's say he plays the Earther, kills a Griffin.
Mm-hmm.
That gets rid of the Earther, technically. He just foxes in response, and then that permanently answers the Blazer.
Yeah. I don't...
Now, the more I think about it, the more I like taking the Blazer there.
Mm-hmm.
Because the Earther's not online. If you put the Titania in the graveyard, it puts the Earther online for free, basically. If you put the Earther in the graveyard, he puts another 12/12 flyer down. But if you put the Blazer in the graveyard, the Earther's still basically dead, and you can always just kill the Titania or trade it away with a Griffin.
Mm-hmm. You force him to either... Yeah, you force him to remove his own Blazer, which he doesn't want to do.
Exactly. So now you're in a fun, interesting situation where he's leaving them with a very, very dead hand. Alright, so we've got a Gwyn activation on the Rook Egg. Searches Rook Egg. Looking for discard now. I don't think he has another... Did he pull back another Scythe? He doesn't have his removed anywhere. Oh yeah, he did pull back another Scythe. Alright, so the recover... So this Fox list appears to be the 4-color list that has been floating around a little. I wonder if people are going to go more toward this 4 white Fox. Days is just... I just don't know if the clunky... I feel like this has been a very good demonstration of what Fox can do when it gets the mana it needs at the right time. Alright. So... Sorry. Right now, it's odd because the Fox player seems to have not closed out the game fast enough, and now the Fox Feasting player has just kind of gained a large amount of card advantage. I mean, how many times has he activated Guinevere now? 5?
5, 6, maybe. I mean, a lot. It's been... This Gwen has just been...
And basically every single one has been for free because of these death scythes. Like,
second Quiver.
Wait, yep. That's an aggressive play, knowing full well this Apollo is just going to get used. Does he have a 3rd seal in hand? That is the question. If I were Jalen and I hit 3rd seal here, I would feel really salty. Oh, another Apollo. This has been a back and forth match. This Guinevere, though, has been beyond amazing.
Now the Quiver trades, and now Uther's online.
Yep, now Uther comes down and just gets to eat that another Griffin because he already used Fox's effect this turn. I think that Amit was super aggressive. You knew you weren't going to gain any life off of it. So you basically net 0 in that interaction because now the Earther comes down, gets him a token, and then the Gwibber comes down for 1 again. So it's like...
Yeah.
There's another Rook Egg. And we also still know he has a Titania in hand. This is just a lot of... I feel like Zach needed to try and close the game out faster against Feast.
I mean, this is what happens when Guinevere just goes off unchecked. I mean, he slowly just accrued this advantage, and he was able to fight off the early pressure long enough.
And I also think this is the clunkiness of White Fox showing. So down comes the Gwibber. I think it's going to meet another seal. Zach reached for his mana. Ooh, Zach's fidgeting. I don't think he has another seal. Oh no, it's good. So now you're going to see tap, tap, and tap the Guinevere. And down comes Titania. Just all... I think Zach only has 1 Killing Stone down there now. And, I mean, he's got the orb to start firing off at a faster pace, but one orb isn't going to get you super far back into this. He can Griffin again. Without access to the deck list, I don't know if he's playing 3 or 4 Griffins. But a lot of his Griffins are going to be out of commission soon. Like, I think Earther comes down here for 3 mana.
When?
He's not... Yeah, that's odd. So no point in playing the Earther? Scout. I feel it, yeah, he's just, I guess, flooding the board as much as possible. That's interesting. He still has to have at least 4 cards in hand. We knew that... How many cards he played this turn? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He actually might only have like a card or 2 in hand now.
Yeah, that's true. He did when he played in Apollo. He played Gwen. He played Scout.
Yeah, I think he might be down to 1 card in hand, but now he has 2 active Guinevere's and 3 flying threats. Like, this is getting pretty absurd. Oh, he popped Horn. I forgot he had Horn down. That was my fault.
That's true. Yep.
So, now he's got 4 Killing Stones again, so that's good. I guess bad plays by me are bad plays. Sorry, stream. Forgets that Horn's a card sometimes. Hasn't seen it in a while.
Yeah.
Alright. So, now we're in a different story. Now Zach has 4 Killing Stones to gas back up with, and he can go search that Chimera out of deck. So we're back to a stalemate of this Fox player is gonna stall forever.
Yep.
At a certain point though, even still, this Guinevere is just gonna bury him in cards. So Gwyn has now been activated 7 times and gotten free value every time. So he has netted 14 cards off of Guinevere. Over... I really want to know how many cards are actually in Jalen's deck right now.
Left in his deck. I mean, honestly, can't be many. He has...
In before Zach starts a counter war over the Horn.
Who plays Horn anymore when you die on turn?
Decks that can draw their deck by turn 5. That's
True.
who. I'm playing Feasting. I drew my entire deck by turn 5. Looks like I need a Horn. Alright, so it looks like now we're just gonna start trading blows. This glare is absolutely terrible.
It makes me sad.
That card to the left of Guinevere is another Gwibber, right?
Yes.
He's got 2 Gwibbers and a Titania down. So, Roger's in contact with Heal, and this is a little bit ridiculous. There's only 16 minutes left in this round.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my.
I don't think I would... This is actually quite interesting. I think we're going to start seeing... Whoa. No, this would be a 0-0-0 draw. They're not playing for a game 2 here.
0 draw with Fox and Feasting.
Alright, so there's going to be a trade. Alright, so obviously there's a lot of gas going for... You want to know what Zach really needs to find here that could get him back into the game, and it sounds a little ridiculous? He needs to find a second orb.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that would give him a lot more. I would let him go off a lot.
If he had second orb here, he would be able to try and keep up with this Guinevere's card advantage. Let's see. This board amassed by Jalen here is just more. And you know what the worst part is with all these scythe activations, he's going to get to horn back select gas cards and not useless cards that he doesn't want anymore.
True.
Alright, so in the current board state, we've got two 12-12 flyers for... Alright, there's the token going away for the Guinevere. I think he's getting ready for a drag. That's the only reason I would see tapping the Gwyn on your turn. Otherwise, there's...
He comes down.
Alright. Did he... That's odd to see a Gwyn activation on his turn, not followed up by a drag. He might have been digging for a drag, but if that were the case, why not just Gwyn the Rook Egg?
Rook Egg, yeah.
Obviously, we don't know the contents of his hand.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, this is... Oh, I see. This was all on Zach's end step.
Ah, okay.
That is still interesting to see an on the end step activation of... That's why it was confusing. It was an on the end step activation of Guinevere.
Yeah, that was...
So what plays do you think, because Fox is something you know pretty well, it's been in the meta for a while, so what do you think the Fox has for an out here? Like, Baleful Avatars don't seem very good against an active Guinevere. Ooh, Earther meets a Seal?
Mm.
Oof, but that feels like a win for Jalen, doesn't it?
Yeah, I mean, how many Seals does that deck run? Do you know? How many?
Probably 4. I assume
4.
it's... This looks really close to Paula Young's deck list, where it's this 4-color, one of, end of days, etc.
We had it up earlier, right? The list, that one?
Yeah, we had that one up earlier. David would like to comment, go for deck out, Zach.
Oh, Manticore.
Alright, so now we get to see Jalen's hand. What is Jalen packing in his hand?
2 Brawlies and Gwen and Gus. So it's not him.
Gust. Oof, but wait, that Gust is actually going to be a little bit better than we think. That Gust is going to mean that the out of drawing into orbs for card advantage is gone now.
Yep, the orb play's turned off, and that at that point, it's pretty... it's not looking too good for Fox.
Alright, Brawly on
Brawly.
Scout and Egg. So we're going to see a search and double draw. And this card advantage, like, at this point, I'm pretty sure Jalen is up about 20 cards or something on Zach.
Yeah.
Like, that is just an absurd amount of card advantage, and all the cards that Jalen is drawing are still gas. This is just why feasting is so powerful.
It never stops. It's always just you can't put it down. Its engine just doesn't stop. Especially when one Gwen sits on the board the entire game and gets 9 triggers off.
Yeah, this is an absurd amount of value. Maybe the end of days tech isn't the worst. You get to kill a flyer and wipe this board. What? Okay, what is that?
I couldn't tell you. I really can't. Why? Why is it like that?
Oh, I think he tokened again.
Okay.
I think that's a token. I think he pulled it from off board. I looked over it. Yeah. Roger says Heal is going to, after this round, attempt to readjust the camera for glare.
Okay.
Alright, Titania comes in the air. And trade. Alright. Jalen is considering he might have a bear magic in hand. We've already gotten the Fox activation this turn, so this would just be a free bear magic.
I will trade.
Alright. So now that we know we've got Gust in hand, what do we really think are the possible outs for him in this situation?
You know, I mean, that Gust, because Orb is one of those things where he could keep up and manage to fight back into the game, but if he can just, even if he gets the double Orb and Jalen just gusts it, then you're kind of, yep, now he's got Drake, Weber, and a fourth Hollow.
Well, I mean, when you've drawn your entire deck, what else do you expect to see?
Mm-hmm. How many cards can he have left? I mean, he's...
Well, he got double draw off of the Adam Brawley, so so he went down to 3 cards, played the Adam Brawley, or drew for turn up to 4, played the Adam Brawley down to 3, drew 2, back up to 5, played and searched off the Rook Egg up to 6. So he still has 4 cards in hand during this whole situation.
How many cards can he have in his deck?
Under 10.
Deck out for the win.
Oh, this is just absurd. This has been a great first match of the day. I hope Stream enjoyed it. I'm so glad it was not just Prissy Amir.
Mm-hmm. I think they're
doing all they can do to keep Prissy Amir's off camera. Like, I remember during CFC, they did a lot. Like, CFC in the end of LEL, they did a lot to try and keep, like, the Sing mirrors off camera, too. Mirrors are just not fun unless it's an intricate mirror. Like, control mirrors can be fun. Not really. Control mirrors are grueling and terrible.
I mean, the one thing about Prisia is at least there's, like, 4 different variants of Prisia. Like, Feasting was just the same deck, like, pretty much, fighting each other.
Yup, it was bad. You want to know a card I haven't seen come down into his hand, on the field, into his discard, anything? Triton.
Yeah, that's true. No Tritons. I mean, I have to assume at this point he's not playing Triton.
He would have. I mean, Triton is just a huge, like, you get your opponent to box, and then you, like, Triton take their thing, and, like, take their Amit or whatever. It's great.
Plus, all his Tritons are stacked in that dwindling pile that he calls a deck.
You would have seen them at this point. Like, this is just absurd. If this is a 1-0 win on a deck out, I will. That will make my entire. In a meta of turn 2 and turn 3 kills, our first stream of the day was a 1-0 on deck out. That would make commentating this today all that much better.
100% worth.
This has been a great match of just. We got to see what Fox did really early, and then he just couldn't capitalize on it. It slowly slipped out of his hands. I think if he had gotten white mana a little bit earlier than his 3rd Chimera activation, probably would have done a lot better. But those seals came down at very opportune times.
But now I'm just... How much more does this Fox play do, you know? He's
Yeah, I mean, oh, because you don't understand. This Guinevere is doing a number. He's had an active Guinevere the entire game.
the same Guinevere from before you left.
Yeah,
Like,
there has.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like the Guinevere that came down on turn 1 is still on the board and has not even been Apollo'd back. Like it has not left the board. Jalen is like 25 cards up on Zach. Like it's absurd. This has been an absolute amazing performance from Jalen. This has been absolutely great. He's worked everything phenomenally. Alright, we saw the Apollo back on the drag and a block on the out of alley. But here's the thing now is... Oh, they're rewinding for something. Alright, no they're not. Okay, so the thing is Zach is like out of flying threats.
Yeah.
And I I think Zach is honestly playing for deck out. This is absurd.
All he has is I mean he's got to be pretty much out of sliders now.
And he already popped his horn. He has to find like an end of days to get them back.
Of course, Jalen's almost
like,
out of cards.
Yeah, this is absurd. If his bottom like 3 cards are Triton, Horn, I'm just gonna laugh because I'm sitting here like, does he even have a horn? I want to see something because this is very similar to a Bremont list. So let's go check out Bremont's list real quick. Do the commentary. I'm gonna if any plays happen, you're in charge of saying them.
No.
Because I'm gonna go look at this list. Oh, we might have an issue.
Huh?
Bremont's list wasn't playing a horn.
Oh my. Oh no.
And this list seems very, very similar to that list. He's not playing a horn anywhere. Like, I could talk about the fact that in the sideboard it'd be really cool because the player gets to bring in hooks and castlings to try and like fight that and gale forces, but there's not gonna be a game 2.
Yeah, no, there's not.
This is why you play a horn in feasting. I don't care what anyone says. This is why you play a horn in feasting. I will argue it with any competitive player. There is going to be the times where you're going to lose a game because it goes way too long.
Did he just double pump Gwibber with Guinevere? He
did. He did. On the draw. Oh.
Wow. Oh, he just
no.
OTK with the Gwibber. Yeah, that's 28.
Wait.
That's 28 if he double pumps it.
Oh, if this is how the game ends, I'm just gonna be done for. He must think Zach is Zach out of omits? That is the question. Is Zach out of omits and flyers?
Is he? I don't know.
Wait, no. He has a griffin sitting right there on top of his deck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that right there. There's a griffin.
Oh, because he end of day. He that must be the.
He removed it with end of days. They're in turns.
Oh.
This is absolutely absurd.
Oh, time and round. Nice.
First round of the day, we go to time in Feasting versus Fox, where Fox hit turn to Killing Stone. It's not last. No. It's 0-0 tie. It's no. There's no. No, it is not. I don't think so. I'll go check floor rules. I believe it is a 0-0 tie. I don't see anything in the floor rule. I may be missing something because, yeah, it would
So
be a
he
0-0 tie.
So he just took the 1800.
Yup. All right. It was 1800. It was 2000. 2 pumps off of Guinevere's 2000.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he was at 27.
1000. Math.
Yeah. Math is a thing.
Math.com.
But this is just absurd. So Jalen is turn 0. So he will get one more turn to attempt to win this. But since it is not last round to Swiss, they can draw and it will be a 0-0. Yeah, sure. Brian, you have to reload.
Okay.
Alright, so on 3. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it jumps around a little because how many are we on our stream, Roger, for viewers? How many are watching Wanderer? Alright, so they've got about 30 on Wanderer. Alright. Okay, the Blazer came down, and that's game. Nope, Fox. Fox is a thing. Oh, he has something in deck. Because he used the horn earlier. What does he have?
Alright.
Does he have a third? His third on it in deck? Nope, he doesn't have one in deck. He was just checking first. So now he has to go to sideboard. So the question is, though, is how does Zach win from here? Zach just play for the 0-0-0 tie, 0-0-1 tie. This is just absolutely absurd. Wallow Wind the Blazer? The Blazer wasn't cast, though. He can't Wallow Wind.
Oh, okay, yeah.
This is a reincarnated Blazer. Gwyn itself. Gwyn banishes Gwyn, draws, and card. There's a Scythe on the board now. I wonder why there's a Scythe on the board. Why would he play that Scythe? He's got a discard. Come on, Jalen. Don't lose the game because you forgot a discard. Right? Discard. Ooh. Discard Drag is odd. Even, like, casting Drag at this point. Ooh. Bear the Griffin. Why wouldn't you bear the Griffin before blocks? I think that was a misstep from Jalen there. Jalen attacked, and before he got a chance to respond, Zach declared blockers. I don't think he announced he would be holding priority before blocks. No. Zach, they're just going to rewind, and Zach's going to concede. Jalen wins.
Yep.
After that absurd start by the Fox player of turn 2 killing with monkeys into pedal assistants and tamas and hitting multiple killing stones. Guinevere. That was all Guinevere.
Mm-hmm.
That was just absolutely absurd.
Wow, that was a great game.
Oh, so the other thing is, just gonna go over this